Okay, imagine this. It's 10 p.m. A CVS just closed its doors. Paul, he's 22, works there, steps outside, pulling on his hoodie. He's just waiting for his Lyft ride home in Volusia County, Florida. Seems totally normal, right? End of shift stuff. But things went sideways fast.
Yeah, really fast. What started as just waiting turned into an arrest. And this is key. The officer involved even said later, no crime had been committed, no crime had been reported.
Wow. So our mission here is to really dig into what happened. We'll look at why the officer said he stopped Paul,
Yeah.
what Paul did, and the legal side of things, all based on the source info, including, crucially, the officer's own body cam.
Exactly. It's a really stark look at, police authority versus individual rights in just a regular everyday moment.
So let's start right there. Officer Ripion, Edgewater PD. He approaches Paul. His reason. He said he saw Paul hiding behind the pillars of a closed business. The CVS, which, again, had just closed, he called it suspicious behavior.
Right. And legally, for a stop like this, a Terry stop, an officer needs more than just a hunch. They need specific, objective facts suggesting crime is afoot. Looks suspicious, doesn't usually cut it.
And Paul immediately explained, didn't he?
He did. Said he just finished work, was putting on his hoodie, waiting for his ride, even said his manager's name was Mike, clearly identified himself as an employee.
So his reality was just completely different from the officer's stated suspicion.
Miles apart.
But instead of de-escalating, the officer, he ramped it up immediately.
Oh, absolutely. Refused to let Paul leave, started making threats. We hear him on the body cam saying, dude, you're going to get tased.
Tased.
Yeah. And then about a canine unit, you're going to get dog bit if you move.
That's incredibly intense for someone just waiting for a ride.
It is. And then, maybe the wildest part, Paul's Lyft shows up, and the officer tells the driver to leave. Says Paul doesn't need a ride anymore because he's going to jail tonight.
Going to jail for what?
For resisting. That was the charge mentioned right then.
Even though the officer admitted, multiple times apparently, that he believed Paul worked there.
Correct. That admission really undermines the whole reasonable suspicion claim, doesn't it?
It seems to. And then there's the whole ID issue. Paul wasn't driving.
Exactly. Under Florida law, no obligation to carry or show ID just standing there. But the officer kept demanding it. The source even said he wanted that ID like crack.
So legally, Paul was detained, right? He wasn't free to leave.
That's right. He was in custody and being questioned.
Which brings up Miranda rights. Were they read?
Nope. Never read his rights, the right to remain silent, right to an attorney. Which means anything Paul said during that questioning while in custody, well, it likely wouldn't be admissible in court.
So what happened to Paul? This is a 22-year-old, no criminal record, seems respectful on the video.
He still ended up with pending charges from this whole thing.
Just unbelievable. And there's a bit more context too, right, about his family and the officer.
Yeah, turns out Paul's grandfather is actually a retired police captain, different city, but same county. And this specific officer, Ripion, apparently already had, let's say, a reputation for being pretty authoritarian.
So just wrapping this up, a simple wait for a Lyft spirals into this constitutional rights tangle.
It really does. This one case, Paul's case, it makes you think, doesn't it? It raises huge questions about police power, what suspicious really means, and how vital it is for you, for everyone, to know your rights. So maybe the final thought for you, the listener, is this. Where do we draw the line between keeping people safe and protecting personal freedom?
No.
What does Paul's experience tell us about that balance today? Something to mull over.